Hey everybody, it's Serena from Life Between Weights. I'm glad that you're here. Let's get serious about some bullshit that is going on in the world. I don't know. Is that a little dramatic? I feel like that's a little bit dramatic. Today, this is just gonna be another one of those random, totally, just kind of like, listen to me and get to know me. I'm going to tell you how I feel about certain things, and I'm hoping that I can shed some light on some things for some people. Now, I know that people don't know things until they want to know it, especially if it's a new thing. And if you've had an idea about the way that something has worked before and now, somebody's telling you that that's just not how it is, it doesn't have to be that way. I get that there's a wall there, that there's a little bit of resistance there. I understand it. One thing that I've kind of been mulling over in my mind as far as like putting myself out there, bringing myself to you guys and being like super transparent and stuff, is that I have only started really talking about my health and fitness journey after I had been doing it for a while, for a long while, like, I don't know, a year or two. And so nobody saw me before. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody knows what I looked like. I avoided being in photographs, and when I did, wasn't pictures. Like, I had, the babies, and I was just really good at hiding the way that I looked. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't like grotesque or anything. I don't know, for lack of a better word. But I was unhappy with the way that I looked, and really unhappy with the way that I felt. And I think that that's where everybody's fitness journeys, health journeys, I feel like that's just where it all starts. So back in, let me see, how old are my kids? My baby is 8.5. So she was about 1. So like 7 years ago, 2012, I was always tired. I never felt well, and I didn't like the way that I looked, but I was like such a big, like, I really, really loved to eat. I say foodie, but I don't want to associate that with something bad, because I'm still a foodie, only now I eat different kinds of food. I really, really love to eat, and now I make more conscious decisions about what I'm eating, so I feel like that's different. So this is my story. So back in 2012, I lived in Connecticut with my husband and kids, and he was in the Navy on submarines, and he was gone a lot. I had friends and family to lean on and for support and stuff, a couple people in particular, and so, it was really sad and lonely with him gone all the time, and I feel like that was, the stress levels of being a quote-unquote single parent at that time was stressful, which helped to exacerbate weight gain and just how terrible I felt all the time. Really took a physical toll on my body is what I'm trying to say. So there was that, but I also looked at it as an excuse of, I have a baby that's 1, I have a baby that's 2, and I have a baby that's 5, okay? Because my kids they were that young back then. And it was really easy to feed them whatever they wanted to eat. Really think of like the easiest things to feed kids. Pizza, macaroni and cheese, McDonald's, pasta, shit like that. That's what we were always eating. And when my husband was gone, I would think to myself, well, I'm not going to cook just for me, so let's go get McDonald's. Let's get in the car and go get McDonald's. Let's go here or go there. Or, macaroni and cheese. Who here? And let me know if this has been you. And if not, I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed, but I will tell you that back, years and years ago, one of my favorite things to eat was Kraft macaroni and cheese with cut up hot dogs and Tabasco sauce. And then spicy chips. We all know how much I like my spicy chips, right? I talk about them all the time. And a nice cold Coca-Cola. I don't even know. I'm trying to think when the last time, it's been months since the last time I've had a Coke. And I used to love it. I used to drink multiple Cokes a day, and now I don't drink any. But whatever, that's another story. So it was just all this garbage eating all the time. And then because there were 1 and 3, right? 1 and 2, 1 and 3-year-olds were home. Too little for school. My oldest was in school, and I had this woman lived across the street who eventually became my best friend. Her daughter was in my daughter's class, and then she had a newborn. So our girls would go to school together, and then the two of us and our babies would hang out, and we would run errands, play with the kids, do this or do that. But then we also would enjoy ourselves some Desperate Housewives, some meatballs, and cake. Yeah, we ate all that shit, and then and that's just who we were. And so one day we were really tired of that, and we started going for walks. The weather got nice. My son had a big wheel. We'd put the babies in strollers, and we would go for walks. Then eventually it turned into jogging, and that was super cool. One of the funnest, one of the most fun things that we would do is play that Wii game, Just Dance, where you dance all the time. And we both had, we had some pretty sweet moves, but that's what we did for fun, because we could do that with the children and everything. And so it kind of really all started there. And then the yoga came. Now, my girlfriend she wasn't interested in yoga, whatever, but I would do yoga. I get nice and sweaty working out in the living room or whatever, but I was eating poorly. I was lazy, and I was just a lazy, tired, horrible person. A horrible version of myself. Let me correct that, because I'm not here to judge anybody, least of all myself. I don't want to say or pass judgment on me, because that's not cool, and you shouldn't do it either. So anyway, I thought yoga looked really easy, and for somebody who did not like to move, easy was going to be the best bet. And excuse my voice here is a little sore, and I forgot my water downstairs. But my husband and I were out all night screaming and hollering at a concert. We saw Blue October in DC. That was pretty fucking cool. Yeah, so now I'm a little hoarse. So anyway, started yoga because I thought it was going to be easy. It wasn't easy, but I fell in love with it. I saw changes in my body, but I was still doing it wrong. I was still all like, well, I'm going to eat those cheeseburgers or that macaroni, but as long as I work out extra hard tomorrow, that's okay, because I'm going to, calories in, calories out. I will just burn off that pizza that I ate last night, or the 2 Tostino's pizzas and chicken wings I ate. But that's just not how it works. And this is what I'm here to tell everybody right now, that there are so many things out there in the health and fitness field right now where people will tell you, they will prescribe to you a fitness routine, like do these exercises, and I talked about this on my last episode, do these certain exercises and you'll blast your belly fat, or do these exercises and say goodbye to your saddlebags, or do these exercises and smooth out that cellulite, things like that. But those things just aren't true. It's definitely, you can't outrun your diet. I don't know, that's a very kind of cliche thing to say, everybody says it, it's kind of kitschy, whatever, but it's so true. You can't exercise enough to constitute having like a terrible diet. You can't eat poorly. So think about it like your car. And I read this analogy in a book. I can't remember which book it was now, and I don't know a whole lot about cars, but I know that if you have a supercar, you can't put regular fuel in it. Or if you drive like one of those really big trucks, you have to put diesel fuel in it. You can't put, super fuel in it or whatever. So, or the vehicles will break down and perform badly and, have costly repairs and all of that. So you have to think of your body as the same thing. Your body is like a machine. You have to put the right things into it and use it properly and whatever, maintain it in order for everything to work the right way. So with that being said, it's different for everybody. Everybody's body is different. This is really the point. This is where I was getting, but I knew I needed to preface with that it's not one with my story, because you can't see it. There's no pictures, there's no documentation or anything. So I feel like I just need to maybe speak my story a little bit more than I have been. But let me see. I have so much to say that it's kind of like it gets all jumbled up because I get so excited about the things that I want to say. So with your fitness routine, you can't just Google, you can't just go on your computer and be like, how to lose 10 pounds in 20 days. I mean, they're going to come up with some very general things on Google, like calorie deficit. Okay, so you need a calorie deficit in order to lose weight, but that's very specific to your body and how your body works and performs. You can't just be like, okay, well, Google said I needed to not eat 500 calories, these 500 calories per day, and I'll lose weight. No, because who knows how many overall calories you need in order to just sustain life in the first place. So this is a very unique journey. Fitness is a very unique journey. And I feel like so many people are doing it in such a way that is very generalized. People are making tons of money off of it being very generalized. They're taking this one nice little package tied up with a bow of exercises and nutrition advice and selling that to you, telling you this is going to work for you. When in reality, you don't know. That person doesn't know. They don't know you or what's going on with you, so how do they know what is going to help your body? I want to kind of say something about like your gut flora, your microbiome, all the bacteria that lives inside of your intestines, or what is now dubbed the second brain, and all of that. Now, just to kind of give you an example, there's so much bacteria, so much of that whole microbiome. If you were to take all of that, it sans the intestinal part, and put just those microscopic things in a bag, it weighs about 5 pounds. You've got about 5 pounds worth of microflora living in there. And the way that they move and work and create, the person that you are essentially is all about who you are, very specifically your activity levels, the food you put into your body feeds all of that. What you're not putting into your body is indicative of what's not there, or what can be there, or what can be or can't be wrong with you. And so now, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm just somebody who is super passionate about my guts. Weird, I know, but whatever it is, what it is, this is just who I am. And I know that, what works for me personally, this person right here, right in front of you, might not work for you. I eat now, my husband, myself, and our 3 kids, when we're not, when they are being cooperative, because, kids can be difficult, but we eat a plant-based diet. We eat no meat and no dairy. Now, there's a couple of exceptions to this. I will still eat eggs as long as they're not, as long as they're like the whole free range, like local farm kind of eggs that you get from the happy chickens leading natural chicken lives, fresh from local farms. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because those animals aren't being abused and they're not being fed hormones and antibiotics and all of that. They're clean, they're happy, it's whatever. I also eat honey. I know a lot of people who use the term vegan, don't eat eggs and don't eat honey because they are products of animals. Now with the bees, I love bees. I love the flowers. I love the pollination. I love what they do. It's whatever. I eat honey, but again, I only eat it. I don't buy the honey from the grocery store. I buy honey from local farms that don't, use pesticides in their fields or on their farms or do whatever the bad things are. So that might sound a little naive, but I do my research, and that sits well. It is well with my soul to eat farm fresh honey and farm fresh eggs. So I will say that. So with all of that unnecessary shit being said, I will tell you that I know that the person, my neighbor or the across the street neighbor or you here listening to me right now, a plant-based diet might not work for you, and that's okay. Your body is going to work the way that it works. And I want to be the kind of like the voice of reason that when you go and decide that you want to start this health and fitness journey, you aren't going to subscribe to one of those fad diets like keto and paleo and Atkins and whatever, the 1,000 different names the no carb, high protein, high fat diets have. And I just want to say that those diets, they work for some people, and maybe they're necessary for some people under the care of a doctor and a dietitian who is monitoring you closely for health problems, because especially as women, we need our carbohydrates are essential for us. And so there's so many different things that go into what we are doing and eating and, putting into or whatever for our bodies. And I just want everybody here, everybody who is listening and everybody who is watching to know just so severely and extremely and loudly as I can, and, fucking hoorah, be your biggest cheerleader, that you need to do this for yourself. And it takes a lot of commitment, and it takes a lot of time, and that's okay. And a lot of people will tell you, oh, I don't have time to work out, or, oh, I don't have time to cook a healthy meal because of whatever they say. But the truth is that you just have to make yourself a priority, because you know what, if you are really working like 8, 9, 10 hours a day and you have no time, but you are exhausted and you just don't feel well and there must be something more, try this. Try eating cleaner. Try moving your body. Even if you have to wake up an hour earlier in the morning to go for a jog or hit the gym or do some calisthenics in your bedroom or some yoga in your bedroom when you first wake up in the morning. These are small ways that you can start. Carve out that little time for yourself. Make yourself a priority. It is so important. And if you're going to do it, go all the way. My dad always, when we were young, he would say that we half-assed shit. And that if we were going to half-ass something, then we might as well not do it at all. He would get upset because one of the biggest things my dad would get mad at us about is my sister and I loading the dishwasher and not rinsing the dishes beforehand, so that even though the dishwasher had run, when we pulled everything back out, there was still a bunch of food like crusted, you know, inside of bowls and whatever. So, and then he would say, you know, if you're gonna fucking half-ass something, you might as well not even do it. And I feel like this is the same for your health, your fitness, for everything in your life, that if you are going to do something, if you are planning on making that positive change, to do it and to be a champion. Be a fucking champion and go all the way. My husband would laugh because I'm going to say you have to harden the paint in order to make it work. That's all I have to say about this. And I want you all to know that you can work out with me, you can connect with me, you can talk to me, you can ask me questions, and I'm here. Leave me some comments, send me an email, find me on Facebook, join our group. Our group is so just love. It's just love. Love everybody, love everything, but it all starts with yourself. You gotta love yourself. All right, guys. Thanks. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're listening. I'm so glad that you are viewing, and I will talk to you soon.